Hello, Sagittarius. My name is Paul, and this is Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask that you connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And if there is anything you need me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. And remember, Sagittarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we have the Moon card to begin. Very interesting. Big things are on the horizon for you, definitely. A lot of changes are going to be taking place. I think that this is... It really could be a very important moment. Could be the most important moment for you with this Moon energy. Let's put it into some context. We've got to be bold and brave, but there's a caveat, I think. A lot of this fire energy. We see a little bit of darkness there in that position. And we see some swords energy that we want to avoid, right? The Eight of Swords. Let's select our mystery card quickly. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot that we set aside. We'll put Alien Simon Moore Ripley right there on top. Now, we're not going to look at that card until the very end of the reading, so don't even ask, all right? We're going to see if that might tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need. But we're doing something a little different. If at any point during the reading you get an idea, a sense, a feeling, a tickle of what that card is, I want you to type your prediction into the comment section. Okay? I want to see if we can collectively raise our vibrations, if we can tap into source, into spirit, into our own intuition, and start discerning that mystery card together as kind of a group exercise, right? But first, let's look at what we have. We've got two major arcana cards. It's good. We've got two. We do have fire. We've got fire here. And this is, these two, they're court cards, right? There's a Queen of Wands and a Prince of Wands. This is about how we're utilizing the fire, right? How this fire energy is kind of, it is who we are right now, right? Well, we've got something to do with this here. We don't have any water energy. The only water we have is kind of in this Moon card. This is a Pisces energy. There's a little bit of water there. We do have our air. A couple of air cards here. I like to shake them like we're in an iPhone there. And we have there a lot of the earth energy too, right? A lot of the earth energy. Okay, where to even begin? First of all, let's go with the Moon. Now, we're going to have to do one of our Divine Doorway cards because this is a doorway. This is a dark doorway. This is kind of a scary future doorway. This is kind of like, you're entering a haunted house. You really want to go in. You don't really know what to expect, right? But we know it's going to be okay, right? We know that eventually they're going to turn the lights on or we'll get out to the other side and it'll be sunshine, Because the Moon is always a little bit uncertain, and this is kind of a bit of a new moon energy, right? We can even call it a new moon kind of eclipse type energy, where it's really dark. Can't really see much with this. We know this is our future, though. We know that we're headed in this direction. This is kind of a card that's saying maybe we need to, instead of trying to squint our eyes to see in this darkness, let's just do what we can now kind of behind the scenes, right? Rather than being out in front. See, we've got this fire energy here. I just knocked something over. We've got the fire energy in these two cards. But with the Queen of Wands, this is fire energy on the outside, but it's being tempered by the water energy within, right? A Queen of Wands. It's water of fire. So this is fire's ability. This is your consciousness, your creativity, your will, your ambition, right? Your assertiveness, your initiative that is very flexible and adaptable, right? It can flow like fire, right? Like hot lava. We have to be careful where this is flowing, right? If we can't see even the darkness in the future here with the Seven of Pentacles, it's not the right time for us to just charge into the future, right? We need to adapt to the situation now. We need to adapt to this darkness. Let's let our eyes adjust. Let's wait for clarity, right? We see that on the path of the serpent here too. Let's figure out the next step, right, with this Ace of Pentacles, but let's wait for clarity. Okay, up here with the Prince of Wands, this is air of fire. This is what we need. We need the clarity that's informing our fire energy. This is fire energy that can move as quick as our thoughts, right? As soon as we are able to think and see what we need to do, we are on it. We're doing it. We're moving in that direction. First, we need that clarity, right? So this is the activity, the very focus-driven activity that we are looking for. This is why it's at the top of the path of the dove. Okay? So we need to adapt. We need to pace ourselves a little bit, and we need to do what we can now behind the scenes while the future is still dark. It's nighttime. The sun hasn't risen yet. You can't really do too much until we get a little bit of light. Right? It's still dark out. Sometimes my daughter wakes up in the middle of the night. She says, "Can we go outside? Can we?" I'm like, "Well, it's still dark." Right? Let's wait till the sun comes up a little bit, and then we'll be able to see. Then we can go do things. Not that I have any issue with going outside at night, but it's a way for me to maybe get another hour of sleep and not have to wake up at 3 in the morning, which we used to do. My wife and I used to take turns getting up at 3 in the morning because our daughter, when she was 2 years old, would wake up almost every night at 3 a.m. and she'd want to wake up and listen to music, as a matter of fact. So we would get up and, either one of us would get up and put some music on for her, and she would love that. Fun times. Really nice. Anyway, I get slightly more sleep now. My wife and I both. Not too much more. Anyway, the Six of Pentacles down beneath everything. This is also what we're kind of looking for. This is quite different than the Seven, right? But this is a success that we've already kind of experienced, right? This is us understanding the long-term goals. This is the ideal reflection of the divine plan that we have within us. It's down beneath everything, so it is kind of within you. This is that picture. This is that ideal radiance and harmony, and you can just kind of see, when you close your eyes, you can see the wheel turning. It's like Ezekiel's vision. You can see the majesty of this thing functioning. You have it written in your heart what this is going to look like. I don't know what you're doing, a business, family thing, I don't know. So this is what we're aspiring to, right? This is what we know in our hearts we are building. Yeah. And I think that's important because that's kind of giving us the confidence, right? The 7, the number 7 is really about confidence, I think. This is the confidence that, one, our eyes will adjust to the darkness and we'll be able to see. The confidence also that the sun will rise and we'll get to this next level, this next step, this next phase of things. This is the confidence that we will be the light that illumines the dark future here. Right. And on that note, let's do our Divine Doorway card for this moon energy. Here's the moon. To me, this is a doorway. It is a cosmic portal, an energetic portal, especially with the new moon and the eclipse energy. Sunset Interesting. We're waiting for the sunrise. Here we get the sunset. Time here turns to release and unfurl. Old cords of pain fade as the sun's light burns. Pass this card on, it says. Interesting that we have the sunset. Maybe this is definitely a transitional card. Maybe we are going directly from a sunset, darkness, and then a sunrise. And I wonder if this justice or adjustment card, I should just call it one or the other, this adjustment card, I wonder if there is a sunset there. Okay? I wonder if this was, while we're waiting to figure out the next step, I wonder if this was the last step. Now, this could be a commitment. It could be the dissolution of a commitment. Right? Maybe we're coming off of some kind of a partnership, some kind of a contract, some kind of a deal, some kind of a situation where we really had to keep ourselves in balance, right? I kind of feel like it was a big effort to maintain this level of poise, let's say, and this level of tension, perhaps, right? And maybe the sun has set on that, whether we willed it to or not. Here, our cat's here to help us with this part. And I don't know if this was maybe just a situation, a contract, a business deal, a relationship that just kind of ran its course, and now the sun has set on that. Now we're in this period of uncertainty until we figure out the next step. So this could be, I mean, maybe it's not a business. Maybe it is a relationship that is, has recently had its sunset, you know. But I don't think there's no water cards here. So I don't feel like it's something that's really bothering you, you know. I think you're bothered by not having the clarity, but I don't feel like you're emotionally distraught over this sunset. Okay, I think you're very optimistic, very eager for the sunrise, for this next step, right? So let's go to the path of the serpent. We start with the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is exactly what we've just been talking about, because this is a card that's right in that transitional period. This is a card that says, first of all, if we had the sunset, now we're resting in the night, okay? We're resting, we're regenerating, we're recuperating. That's why this card is seated. But also, this is a good time for you to appreciate the past, right? To look back over whatever this adjustment energy was, whatever has just experienced its sunset. This is the card that reassesses, recapitulates the day before, right? You run through that scenario, run through what happened in this history, this past, however long it was. This figure's looking back at that long and winding road that led to right now, to learn from it, to distill kernels of wisdom and understanding from it. Right? So if there was a sunset, this is at the end of the day and in through the night, we're kind of, we're going over the events of the day prior. See what we can learn and how we're going to apply this to the future, because that figure is also looking out at the future, the long and winding road that's coming next. And so with that, it's this card is very much a representative of trying to learn from what we've just experienced, right? The day that we just had, to then think about what's the day going to be like tomorrow, right? It's not going to be it's not going to be exactly like today was, because that situation is done. It's going to be different, but I can still pull some wisdom from that day to bring with me. And the next card we have is the card of clarity. This is the clarity that we're looking for through our process of kind of appreciating, reassessing, and going over the events of the day, right? We try to do that with our daughter too. At the end of the day, well, what'd you do today? What'd you do in school? What'd you learn? What was your favorite part of the day? What was your least favorite part of the day? to see how she might be able to learn from those experiences and take that even on an unconscious level into tomorrow. Okay, so this is the position of the environment. This is the position of timing. It's time for clarity. It's time to look above yesterday, today, and tomorrow and see the bigger picture. Right? Figure out your next step, but focus on the long-term steps. You want your next step, but we've got to be able to see way further down the road. You know, they say when you're driving, you should always keep your eyes like, what do they say, like a mile down the road or something, so you kind of know what to expect. And it's kind of similar with this. The higher up you get, the further out you can see. There's some kind of trigonometry there, I think. So we're thinking of the long-term goals, and we're using that to figure out our very next step. This is clarity. Okay? What we don't want, the anti-clarity, is the Eight of Swords. Now, with the Eight of Swords, of course, we've got to do our botanical inspiration cards, because the Eight of Swords has a tendency to overanalyze, overthink, and pretty soon we get tangled up in a big ball of Christmas lights that we can't untangle. The best bet is to just, well, throw them away, unfortunately. So we want to avoid that, because that is the only thing that's impeding us from getting to the next step, which is the Ace of Pentacles there. We want that next step. We're going after. We're taking that next step. This cat is really demanding. But see, we're kind of unsure what the next step is. This is darkness. We see some possibilities there, but I don't know if that's just a trick of the moonlight, or, you know, if I'm just kind of seeing things. I don't want to take that step and fall into the thicket there, right? Fall into the drink. So we're waiting for the illumination, the clarity, the sunlight. And now we can see the steps. See, there's no sunshine here. Now it's illumined. Now we've got maybe just a flashlight or something. But now we can see. So we've got to avoid the Eight of Swords if we're going to get to that. Okay. So let's see what we have here. The Daffodil, rebirth and new beginnings. New beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. Interesting. Interesting. Now, there's the part of the interesting thing here is that it does talk about painful endings, right? And this is allegedly a quote from Lao Tzu, but I don't know if it is. I'd have to check my Tao Te Ching translation, see if that's actually in there. New beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. And maybe there is a certain pain here. Maybe there is some hidden emotions here. Maybe there's no water on the table really, because we're trying to kind of, it's like you didn't want me to see that. You know, you're not trying to show that you do feel some kind of way about this, you know. And maybe as we get ready to take that next step, that's when our mind and our heart start to get all tangled up, and we find ourselves in an Eight of Swords. So we need to maybe recognize that, you know, and get through that Eight of Swords, okay? Because we do have this next step, and this is the seed that contains the entire flower that we're trying to grow and bloom, right? And this is the next step. This is planting that seed, digging that first little hole, dropping the seed in, and covering the dirt back up. I think that's how we're going to get there. We've got to do this thing first. And that is the next step. But now let's look at this mystery card. This is the point of the reading where I will ask you to try to connect with the images and with the energies that we have here today. And let's see if we can raise our vibrations. Let's see if we can tap into source, into spirit, and, you know, discern, predict this mystery card together. I'll leave the camera like this. If you want to pause the video, go ahead. Brief moment of stillness. And I think we're going to see that water energy. I think it's going to be something serious. Maybe a 3, maybe a 5, maybe a 7 or an 8 of cups even. Right? I feel like that's the kind of, we need to get through this 8 of swords. I feel like we need to admit, we need to deal with that. Yeah, that I feel kind of whatever, bummed out, disappointed, upset, hurt, devastated, whatever it might be by this sunset that took place over here on this side. Nope. I've been really off this cycle. Here's the Page of Wands. This is us like kind of, again, not feeling emotional at all about this, right? It's just like you're polishing up your weapons. You're getting ready. You're just like, what else can I do? I'm going to go and polish all my armor, polish my wand, my swords. I'm going to just go and clean everything again and just get ready. Like you have this energy, and we saw that with this fire, right? We kind of hid the Queen of Wands here, but that fire energy is there. This is that ambition to get started. I feel like you're not really upset. You're eager to start moving forward with the next thing. Maybe you've already dealt with the emotions. That could be another reason why they're not here. Or the water's not here. You've already dealt with that. Now you're ready. You're chomping at the bit. You're eager, for that next step. And I think the Page of Wands is in need of this kind of restraint, right? It's so eager that it wants to just run and do something, and that could lead to issues. You could take a misstep because it's dark out, So it's good that you're finding other things to do, like to just clean things up, go and, I don't know what, just kind of like wax the shield again for the 50th time, that sort of thing. You're getting ready for battle, but the battle's not here yet, You're just kind of, you're checking all your tools, you're making sure that everything's in place, and you just are keeping busy in the interim with this one. And this is good because there really is the potential here with all this fire. We got a lot of fire cards here. There's the potential with these 3 to just say, screw it, and you just rush out the door. Right? Rush into something brazen and impulsive and hasty. And I think you could make a misstep. So we need to restrain some of that fire energy and pace ourselves. Right? Stay busy now. Use this as an opportunity to rest and restore, recharge your batteries. Keep yourself busy in some ways so that you don't just kind of go stir crazy. And the clarity will come, and the next step will be in front of you. All right? I like this energy very much for you. I think this is a very, very important moment for you. We are going to do an extended. If you want to stick around, click either above or below in the video description. New readings for Sagittarius every Wednesday and Sunday at 6 a.m. Chicago time. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell thing so you don't miss the next reading, right? YouTube will notify you when it comes out. Or it's supposed to anyway. I'm not sure if it actually works. I've never had it happen to me. I want you to remember, Sagittarius, that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we are all in this together.